My wife forged my signature to leave my entire fortune to our spoiled daughter, but when I found the fake will, I exposed them in court, and the judge left them speechless. I'm 58 years old. I've been married for almost 30 years, and I built my home renovation company from scratch. You know, I started with nothing, literally nothing. And now I have a company worth several $1,000,000, 3 kids, a nice house, everything that's supposed to mean the American dream. But what I discovered a few months ago destroyed all of that in an instant, and I'm still trying to process how the woman I shared almost 3 decades of my life with could do something like this to me. I guess I should start from the beginning so this makes sense. Because this story doesn't start with what happened months ago. It starts much earlier, probably when our youngest daughter Chelsea was born 25 years ago. I grew up poor, like really poor. My family didn't even have enough to eat some days, and I always swore to myself that if I ever had kids, they would never go through what I went through. I met Donna when I was like 28. She was 25, and we fell in love fast. She came from a middle-class family, nothing fancy but comfortable. And I was starting my business, working 18 hours a day trying to build something. We got married a year after meeting and had Eric 3 years later. He was an easy baby, honestly. And when Angela came 2.5 years later, she didn't give us much trouble either. We were a happy family. Or so I thought. I worked like crazy, but always tried to be present for my kids. Take them to their baseball games, help them with homework when I could. You know, be a good father. Then Chelsea came along when Eric was 7 and Angela was almost 5. She wasn't planned, to be honest. But Donna was excited to have another girl, and I was happy too. Why not? More kids, more love, right? But from the time Chelsea was a baby, something changed in Donna. She became obsessed with her in a way I'd never seen. With the other two, everything was Chelsea this, Chelsea that. Chelsea needs this. Chelsea deserves the best. At first I thought it was normal, you know. The baby of the family always gets a little more attention, but it went way beyond that. When Chelsea cried, Donna dropped everything, literally everything, including Eric and Angela if they needed help with something. If Chelsea wanted a toy, Donna would run out and buy it that same day. If Eric or Angela asked for something similar, Donna would say we had to wait or that it was too expensive. Years went by, and the pattern only intensified. Chelsea had the biggest bedroom in the house. We'd redecorate her room every 2 years because she didn't like the color or style anymore, while Eric and Angela still had the same furniture from when they were little. For Chelsea's birthday, we'd throw huge parties with clowns, magicians, whatever she wanted. We'd easily spend thousands of dollars. For Eric and Angela's birthdays, it was a family dinner and a supermarket cake. I'd see this and talk to Donna. Tell her it wasn't fair, that we were raising Chelsea to be a spoiled brat, and that Eric and Angela were noticing the favoritism. She always had excuses, that Chelsea was more sensitive, that she needed more support, that the other two were older and could understand. By the time Chelsea got to high school, Eric was already in college studying something computer-related, paying for much of his education with scholarships and part-time jobs, because Donna insisted we needed to save money for Chelsea. Angela was finishing high school, super responsible, with plans to study to be a teacher, also working to help herself. And Chelsea, well, Chelsea was failing classes, skipping school, constantly lying to us about where she was, and Donna always defended her. It was always the teacher's fault, or the other kid's fault, or the education system's fault. It was never Chelsea's fault. I tried to set boundaries, real consequences, but Donna undermined me every time. If I grounded Chelsea, Donna would let her go out anyway when I wasn't there. If I took away her phone, for lying, Donna would buy her a new one. It was crazy, and I was losing the battle. Chelsea barely graduated high school, and that was only because I think the teachers wanted to get rid of her. She didn't go to college, said she needed time to find herself, and Donna agreed. Eric had been working in it for several years by then, living independently, visiting regularly, but already had his own life. Angela was teaching at an elementary school, also living alone, responsible as always. And Chelsea, now 25 years old, was still living with us, no job, not contributing anything, sleeping until noon, going out with friends every night, and Donna kept paying for everything. Her expensive clothes, her outings, her car that we bought her and paid insurance for. I'd been frustrated with the situation for years, but since my business was doing well, I didn't feel the financial burden as much as the principle of the thing bothered me. Donna and I fought more and more about Chelsea. I'd tell her we needed to kick her out of the house, that she needed to learn to fend for herself, that at 25, it was ridiculous that she was still completely dependent on us. Donna would cry, say I was cruel, that Chelsea just needed more time, that eventually she'd find her way. But deep down, I knew that as long as Donna kept enabling her, Chelsea was never going to change. About 8 months ago, I decided we had to do something definitive. Chelsea had crashed her car for the 3rd time, probably driving distracted with her phone, and Donna wanted us to buy her another one. I said no, absolutely not, that if Chelsea wanted a car, she had to work and buy it herself. Donna and I had the worst fight of our marriage that night. She was screaming that I hated our daughter, that I favored Eric and Angela, that I was unfair and cold. I yelled back that she was destroying Chelsea by never letting her grow up, that she was being a terrible mother by allowing this. We went to sleep, not speaking to each other, something we'd never done in almost 30 years together. The following weeks were tense. I held firm on the car thing, and Donna resented me. Chelsea was furious, wouldn't talk to me, looked at me with pure hatred every time we crossed paths in the house. It was horrible, but I thought I was doing the right thing, that finally Donna would have to see reason. Then came the discovery that changed everything. One afternoon I got home early, like at 3 in the afternoon, because a renovation got canceled at the last minute. Donna was in the kitchen talking on the phone. She didn't see me come in because her back was turned looking out the window. I went upstairs to our room to change, and I saw Donna's laptop open on the bed. Normally I would never check her stuff. I trusted her completely, but something on the screen caught my attention. It was a legal document, a will, and it had my name at the top. I walked closer and started reading. The document said I was leaving my entire fortune, my business, our properties, absolutely everything, exclusively to Chelsea. Eric and Angela received nothing, literally nothing. I felt like I'd been punched in the stomach. I kept reading, and at the bottom was my signature. The problem was, I'd never signed that document. I recognized my signature, or something that looked a lot like my signature, but I hadn't signed that. I checked the date. It was from 2 months ago. 2 months ago, I'd been traveling in another city for a week for work. Donna had stayed home with Chelsea. My mind started racing. Donna had forged my signature. My own wife had forged my signature on my will to leave everything to Chelsea and take everything away from Eric and Angela. I couldn't breathe right. I sat on the bed holding the laptop, reading the document over and over, trying to find some explanation that wasn't the obvious one, but there was no other explanation. This was fraud, this was betrayal, this was illegal, and it had been done by my wife, the mother of my children, the woman I'd built my life with. I heard her footsteps coming up the stairs and quickly took pictures of the document with my phone, several pictures to make sure I had clear evidence. When Donna walked into the room, she saw me with her laptop, and her face changed immediately. She went pale, opened her mouth, but no sound came out at first. I just stared at her, holding the laptop out toward her, waiting to see what she was going to say. Donna, I said, and my voice sounded strange even to me, very calm but with something dark underneath. What is this? She walked closer slowly, and I saw her eyes move between the screen and my face. She tried to close the laptop, but I pulled it away. Answer me, I said. What the hell is this? She started crying, those tears that used to melt me and make me want to comfort her, but this time they just made me angrier. She started, it's to protect Chelsea, Joseph. She needs us. She can't be left with nothing. I almost laughed at how absurd that sounded. Protect Chelsea, I said. By forging my signature? By taking away Eric and Angela's inheritance when they've been responsible their whole lives? Are you crazy? Donna got defensive then, stopped crying and told me I didn't understand. That Chelsea couldn't fend for herself like Eric and Angela. That she needed the security of the money. That it was the only way to ensure she'd be okay if something happened to us. I yelled that it wasn't her decision, that she'd committed a crime by forging my signature, that she could go to prison for this. She said she didn't care, that she'd do anything for Chelsea. In that moment, something broke inside me. I realized the woman in front of me wasn't the person I thought I knew. This obsession with Chelsea had transformed her into someone capable of betraying me in the most fundamental way possible. I told her to get out of the room. She tried to approach, wanted to hug me, tell me we'd fix it, but I backed away. "Get out of the room now," I said. "I need to think." She left crying, went downstairs, and I sat there trying to process everything. I checked my phone and the pictures I'd taken were perfect, clear. You could read the entire document perfectly. I called my lawyer. Michael, a guy I'd used for business contracts, sent him the pictures and explained the situation. He was silent for a few seconds and then said this was very serious, that Donna had committed testamentary fraud, that we needed to act fast to protect my assets. The next day, I went to Michael's office and we spent hours reviewing everything. He explained that we needed forensic evidence of the forgery, that we had to secure all my assets immediately, that I should change all my passwords and freeze shared accounts so Donna couldn't move money. I felt like I was in a spy movie or something. I couldn't believe I was doing this with my own wife. Michael hired a document analysis expert who confirmed in 2 days that the signature was forged, that they'd used some kind of software to replicate my signature from other documents. We had solid proof. During those days, Donna acted like nothing had happened. She tried to talk to me normally, ask me about my day, cook my favorite meals. I barely spoke to her. Chelsea was still in the house too, apparently oblivious to everything, although I suspect Donna had told her something because she looked at me with more hatred than ever. I slept in the guest room. I couldn't even look at Donna without feeling disgusted. One afternoon, I followed Donna when she left the house. I'm not proud of this, but I needed to know what she was doing. She drove to Chelsea's apartment. Yeah. Turns out, Chelsea had an apartment I didn't know existed. Donna had probably been paying for it in secret. I saw Donna go in carrying some papers. She stayed there for like 2 hours, and when she came out, she was talking on the phone. I parked close enough to be able to hear a bit when she passed near my car without seeing me. I heard her say, "Don't worry, Chelsea, he can't do anything. The will is signed, it's legal. Eric and Angela aren't going to get a penny." My blood ran cold. Not only had she forged the document, they were actively planning to use it, making sure my other 2 kids would be completely disinherited. That night, I installed security cameras in the house. Without Donna knowing. I put them in the kitchen, the living room, my study. Michael had advised me to document everything in case we needed additional evidence. I also moved all my important documents, property deeds, business papers, everything, to a safe in my office that only I could open. I changed my official will with Michael present, leaving everything equitably between Eric and Angela, and leaving Donna only what legally corresponded to her as a wife, but none of my business or main properties. I decided it was time to talk to Eric and Angela. I invited them to dinner at Eric's house on a Saturday, told Donna I had to work. When I told them the whole story, they were shocked. Angela started crying. She couldn't believe her mother was capable of something like this. Eric was furious, pacing back and forth in the room, saying he always knew Donna favored Chelsea, but never thought it would come to this. I showed them the pictures of the forged document, the forensic expert's report, everything. I told them I was going to take legal action, that I'd probably separate from their mother, maybe divorce. Angela hugged me, crying, saying she was sorry, that this wasn't fair to me. Eric just looked at me and said, "Dad, do what you have to do. We support you completely." The following Monday, I asked Michael to prepare legal separation papers. I wasn't ready for divorce yet, but I needed immediate legal protection. Donna was served with the papers at the house that Wednesday afternoon. A sheriff knocked on the door, handed her the documents, and she stood there in the doorway reading them with her mouth open. When she finished reading, she looked for me. I was in my study. She came in like a hurricane, screaming, "How dare I? That this was betrayal. That she was my wife." The irony of her accusing me of betrayal wasn't lost on me. I told her very calmly that she had betrayed my trust by forging my signature, that she'd committed a crime, that this was the least I could do. She started crying, saying she'd done it out of love for Chelsea, that I didn't understand a mother's love. I told her that a mother's love didn't include breaking the law or destroying your other children in the process. The following days were hell. Donna packed her things and moved to Chelsea's apartment. Before she left, she told me this wasn't over, that she was going to fight, that Chelsea deserved everything that was coming to her. When she left, I felt a strange mix of relief and deep sadness. Almost 30 years of marriage ending like this, because of my wife's sick obsession with our youngest daughter. Donna and Chelsea started a smear campaign against me. They told the whole family, our friends, distorted versions of the story where I was the villain who favored Eric and Angela and was trying to leave Chelsea with nothing. Some relatives believed them at first. They'd call me asking how I could be so cruel to my own daughter. I decided to share the evidence with some key family members, including Donna's sister and my older brother. I sent them the pictures of the forged document, the forensic report, everything. Opinion changed quickly. Donna's sister called her, and according to what Eric told me, he'd overheard by chance when Donna was yelling at her on the phone. Her sister told her she was sick, that she needed professional help, that what she'd done was unforgivable. 2 months after the separation, Donna and Chelsea filed a legal petition trying to validate the forged will. My lawyer almost laughed when he received the papers. Basically, they were arguing that even though the signature was questionable, the document reflected my true intentions because supposedly I'd always wanted to take better care of Chelsea. It was ridiculous. The judge, a woman about 60 years old with a no-nonsense face, listened to their arguments for like 10 minutes, then reviewed our forensic evidence and dismissed the case completely. More than that, she warned Donna that she was very close to facing criminal charges for fraud and that if she was smart, she wouldn't try anything similar again. I saw Donna leave the court that day and she looked defeated, small. Chelsea was walking beside her with a frown, clearly furious. A very small part of me felt sorry, but most of me just felt anger and disappointment. After the hearing, I told Michael to proceed with full divorce. There was nothing left to save. The divorce process took another 4 months. Donna fought for everything she could, including half the business. But we had a prenuptial agreement I'd insisted she sign years ago when the business started growing, precisely to protect it. In the end, she received a fair financial settlement, enough to live comfortably if she was smart with the money, but nowhere near what she would have gotten if I died with her forged will in effect. The house stayed with me. Everything was divided legally and fairly, supervised by the court. During all this time, Eric and Angela were incredibly present. Eric came to the house every weekend, helped me with little things, just being there. Angela cooked for me, brought food on Sundays, we'd sit and eat together. They asked me several times how I was really feeling, and I was honest with them. Told them I was devastated, that I never imagined my marriage would end like this, that I felt betrayed in the deepest way possible. They understood, hugged me, told me I'd be okay eventually. I tried to talk to Chelsea once after the divorce. I saw her at the supermarket by chance. She looked bad, thin, with dark circles under her eyes. I tried to approach, say hello, but she just looked at me with pure hatred and left. Donna had completely poisoned her mind against me, or maybe Chelsea was already so resentful about the car thing that this just made everything worse. I don't know. What I do know is that I lost my youngest daughter, probably forever. It's been 6 months since the divorce was finalized. I'm 58 years old. My business is still strong. Eric and Angela are fine, and our relationship is better than ever. We talk on the phone several times a week. They come visit me regularly. We took a trip together 2 months ago, just the 3 of us. It was nice. Donna and Chelsea are still living together in that apartment as far as I know. I heard through third parties that Chelsea finally got a part-time job at a store, but quit after 2 weeks. Donna is apparently working as a cashier somewhere. I imagine her divorce money is running out faster than she thought because continuing to support Chelsea is expensive. Do I regret how I handled all this? No. Honestly, I don't. Could I have been more compassionate? Maybe. But Donna crossed a line that can't be uncrossed. She forged my signature, planned to steal their inheritance from 2 of our children, lied to me and betrayed me in ways I never thought possible. And all because of her sick obsession with Chelsea, because of her inability to see that she was destroying our youngest daughter by never letting her grow up or face consequences. Sometimes I wake up at night and still can't believe all this happened. Almost 30 years of marriage destroyed because Donna couldn't be an equitable mother. I wonder if she ever realizes that her favoritism was what destroyed our family, or if she still sees herself as the heroine of the story trying to protect her baby. Probably the latter. Chelsea is now 25 years old and never learned to be independent, to work hard, to earn things. Donna robbed her of that with her misdirected love, and in the process lost me and alienated our other two children. I'm rebuilding my life slowly. I go out with friends more. I joined a golf club, which is something I always wanted to do, but never had time for. Eric is teaching me some computer and technology stuff, says I need to stay current for business. Angela introduced me to her boyfriend a few weeks ago. A nice guy, a teacher like her, and asked me what I thought. I told her I thought he was great, that they looked happy together. It was a normal, calm conversation, the kind of moment I never could have had with Donna around because she would have found some way to compare him to Chelsea or make the moment about her youngest daughter. Last week, Eric called me and said, "Dad, I just wanted you to know that Angela and I are very proud of how you handled all this, that you didn't let Mom get away with it, that you defended us. I know it must have been hard. I almost started crying. I told him thank you, that meant a lot to me, that they were my pride and I would never let anyone take away what they deserved, not even their own mother. We stayed talking for like an hour about everything and nothing, work, weather, future plans. Do I miss Donna? I miss the woman I thought she was, the wife I thought I had, but that person probably never really existed, or stopped existing a long time ago when her obsession with Chelsea consumed everything else. Do I miss Chelsea? I miss the little girl she was, before Donna turned her into this selfish and useless monster. But I don't miss the adult she became, the one who looks at me with hatred and believes I owe her everything without her having to give anything in return. So here I am, almost 60 years old, divorced after almost 30 years of marriage, with two children who love and respect me, and one who probably hates me. My business is secure. My assets are protected, and I have peace in my house for the first time in years. It's not the ending I imagined when I married Donna so many years ago, but it's the ending her betrayal made inevitable. And honestly, despite all the pain and sadness, I think I'm better off now than when I was living in that house with a wife who was capable of forging my signature and a daughter who expected the world to give her everything without effort. At least now, I know the truth. And the truth, as painful as it is better than living in a lie.